like it. That sounds absolutely awesome. Let's try another one. Yeah. This? Shout out Dr. Miro. Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'll be reviewing this Revo intake, as well as doing a before and after draggy run to see if there's any performance differences. And as an added bonus, I bought a $60 ECS tuning diverter spacer valve for the... Yes, that sound. So there's not really any reviews online on this particular intake, so I figured, hey, why not buy it and test it out myself? So let's start off with the price. This intake is currently listed on ecstuning.com for $278. And when you compare it to a 034 intake retailing for over $1,000 and an integrated engineering intake for around the same price, $300 price tag for this intake actually does not seem too bad. But does it actually increase any performance, or is it just for the sound? And I hope that with this intake, I don't learn the same lesson of you get what you pay for like I did in my last video. Check it out up there if you want to see me wrap my SQ5 for $1,900 and it goes completely wrong. But anyways, so initially when I did unbox it, you see the filter, you see the hose. When you see the assembly build sheet, it does say that it comes with 2 different hose clamps, which my package, weirdly enough, didn't come with, but no sweat. The hose clamps on the OEM intake actually will work for this. And I am ashamed to admit, but I did struggle a little bit installing this intake because it didn't actually come with any instructions. So at first I thought you had to remove that black OEM airbox, but you don't. So all you have to do is swap the OEM filter and the OEM hose, and that's it. You do keep the stock airbox, and that stock assembly does remain the same. There are no visual changes to your engine bay if you do install this intake. Kind of show a side-by-side of the inside of the air filter. Much less restricted on the Revo. This one is a little bit bigger, the OEM one's a little bit bigger. This is much less restricted. Didn't think it was going to sound this good, honestly. I didn't think that it would have this much impact on the sound, but that sounds really, really aggressive. So as you can tell from that clip, it does sound aggressive, but it's not loud like other intakes that I've had before. I actually had a burger tuning intake on my 2018 Alfa Romeo Giulia, and that sounded super, super loud. This is a lot more moderate, but you do have a better intake sound. For the price of the intake, I did expect there to be some sound compromises, which is why I took the little extra step and bought that diverter valve spacer, and that thing sounds amazing. Okay, so I removed the 3 screws. Set that as tuning diverter valves. Would 100% recommend to anybody running the 3.0 turbo platform. It's just such a fun modification, and for the price, can't beat it. So now let's talk performance. My previous 0 to 60 run without the intake was a 4.82 second run. This is on the JB4 Map 3 with a resonator delete. I made sure that the temperature outside right now is similar to when I originally ran the test, and I kept my gas tank about 1/4 full just to make sure there's no big weight differences. I'm gonna go do the draggy run, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts after.
30, 60.
All right. Okay, so I do find it funny that I ran the same 0 to 60 down to the 100ths of a second, 4.82 again with the Revo intake. So it's really to say that if there is any performance difference, it's very negligible. It wasn't dynoed, so it's not like I can recreate the exact same conditions to really test the power out. So there could actually be a small performance difference, but nothing that I could tell from the 0 to 60 run. So am I happy with the intake? Yes and no. I really wish that there would have been at least a small, noticeable performance difference, but for the price, I get it. It's mostly just an audible modification, and I'm pretty sure it helps keeping that air cooler and allowing more air to flow in. But again, nothing noticeable enough for me to tell from that last run. I don't know how the 034 Motorsport intake would perform against this, or an integrated engineering intake would perform against the Revo, but I'm happy to test those products. Just DM me if you're interested. One more thing to note is that my car is not Pro Tune. It hasn't been tuned on a dyno. It's just running an off-the-shelf map from JB4. I don't know if a Pro Tune or an actual flash tune would help increase the power with this particular modification, but I don't know, maybe we'll make a video about it in the future. So overall thoughts, for $300, you really can't expect this to be a really big bump in horsepower, but I do enjoy the improvement in the overall sound of the car. Plus, matched with that diverter valve spacer, incredible. So thank you guys again for joining me on my short review of the Revo OEM Plus intake for the B9 SQ5. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you buying this, or are you splurging the $1,000 plus on a better intake? So thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.